One of the exercises you hear many actors talk about is the coffee cup exercise. It's also known as the morning drink exercise. I've actually seen people put it on their resume and I laugh and I go, what is this? It's called the morning drink exercise. It's an exercise that started from Lee Strasberg. Lee took it, called it morning drink. When you go to class there, you do morning drink. Here's how it shouldn't be taught. And I've seen people teach it and I sit there going, what are you doing? This is a cup. If I close my eyes and I touch this cup, I don't know this cup, I don't drink from this cup, has a thick edge there, then it gets skinny, then thick again. I could touch it right there. All I've done for the last few seconds is touch this cup right here. I haven't brought my hand around to it. I haven't brought this or this. Now, even with this cup, if I sit here for 5 or 10 minutes, I will get very bored. My brain's going to go, what are you doing holding this stupid cup? What's this got to do with acting? And I said to people, great, where are you right now? You're back in your head. Feel this. If I put boiling hot water in here, it would get my attention. If I had a little crack in here and I cut my hand on it, it would get my attention. I would learn to go around it. Those are little specifics that bring my attention. And I tell people, you can sit all day doing this, touching the cup like this, and your brain's going to go, okay, I'm doing the cup exercise, great, big deal. You don't do this with the cup. You don't do this with a cup. What's the bottom of the cup actually feel like? Touch it. Now, that's cup 101. People go, what am I going to do this for? Yeah, great. It's got to do with understanding and focus and all these things. Now, before I continue, and I want you to understand this, a lot of our work, I tell people this. What we do is very, very, very private, and you use a lot of your real ingredients. It's private, and it should stay private. I tell people, when you come up in this room where we teach class, I want you to leave the human being downstairs and bring up your body. This is the actor here. We're going to mess with the actor, and then you're going to go downstairs, become a human being again. Don't mix the two. Someone said to me, when you're a soldier, you go there, they pull you apart and put you back together as a soldier. We're actors, we're going to pull you apart and leave you there, because then you find ingredients that are right for that role. I want you to understand that. So I tell people, put the person down there. Come up here. This is only one example of how you understand and use the famous coffee cup exercise. First of all, remember, use everything. Keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about it. What I mean by that is this: people read scripts and think, oh my God, it's about a father-son relationship, and me and my dad had a better, and they start talking, oh, me and my dad, shut up. Use it all, but zip your mouth. It's no one's business what you're using. It dilutes it. People are in your head. We don't want that. It's not enough to do just the cup like this. Now, it's called morning drink. And just by habit, I close my eyes because that's how you start doing a lot of these exercises, with your eyes closed. I tell people this. Imagine you're going to have a morning drink with mom or dad. Automatically, it's a different vibe. Different ingredient. Mom, dad. Mom would make you something different than dad for a drink. And people go, I hate my dad. Great, he's right here. What's it like to have him right there? Dad's dead. Great, he's right there. What's it like to have a morning drink with dad, and what's it like to have a morning drink with mom? I would drink a certain drink, a tea, and it would remind me of mom right away. I drink a certain type of coffee, and it reminds me of dad. And he's still here right now. I would drink that coffee with him. If I touch that cup, I remember him. Now I've got a difference, and I tell people this is eventually how you use this stuff. While you're doing relaxation, we were going, making sound, meaning the body feels like this and the sound just comes out. I do nothing to change the sound. Now we say, while you're doing a morning drink, I want you to add words from a monologue. In LA, they do non-emotional, emotional, and Shakespeare. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's take to be or not to be, which loosely means I can or cannot go on with life. That's a big statement. When you're doing what we call sensory work, which is conditioning your body exercises, you're not doing a character. I don't want you to come out of Shakespeare and do Hamlet. I want you, as you, to say the words to be or not to be to mom. Now, you don't do this right away. Remember, always remember, we're cooking, which means you've got to cut your ingredients first, which means you have to learn and have the discipline to create that morning drink first, to remember where you sit with mom and where mom sat and all this stuff, to smell that tea or to have that coffee. So before you open your mouth and get up here, just create place. Just touch the drink. Is the drink warm or not? Is the drink made with love or not? If mom made you orange juice for breakfast and it's the cheapest one, why could she only afford that? Or she freshly squeezed, you're going to go, whoa. All these things will change the way you connect to those words. So what's it like now when you're having a morning drink to say to mom to be or not to be? That's a big statement as you, while you're making a drink. What's it like to say it to dad? Different vibe, different energy. The words will literally come out different. I want you to understand that. Now, we hope and we assume that mom will go, oh my God, my poor child, what's this to be or not to be business? It's going on, and you're going to go and go on, and you'll get a reaction. We call that a positive reaction. And that's what we assume will happen. You'll feel a certain way. You're not doing any of this work to feel anything. You're doing it to learn. If I go down this path, it feeds me like this. Say those same words to dad. And dad's going to give you a different vibe. What's it like if mom gave you what we call a negative vibe? And your brain is going to go, oh, that's not true. My mom loves me. Yeah, great. That's you as a human being. What's it like if you said to be or not to be, I don't care about life, and mom goes, yeah, go ahead. And you're going to go, whoa, that hurts. I want you to hear that negative tone from mom. To go, I don't care. For 5 minutes, it messes with you. All of a sudden, the drink is different. Blah, 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 blah. Or to dad, blah, 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 blah. What's it like to have a morning drink and all by yourself? What's it like to have a morning drink and mom and dad there? There's all this love. And you're going to go, wow, this feels good. All because of the warm morning drink. The words are what protects you, because no one knows what I'm planting behind those words, whether it's mom, whether it's dad, whether it's positive, it's negative. I'm feeding it like that. That's a skill and a craft. Now, you can do this for a long time. And most people end up getting bored. We'll talk about mimicking and all that stuff later. What's it like while you're having a morning drink to really share something with this person that you've never shared? It's not therapy. Use everything, but you place it through those words. Those words now matter to you. You do this as a skill. First of all, you're learning how to create something out of nothing. You're learning how if you go down that path, it's very different from going down that path. You're also learning that if you go down that path, you can go left or right also, based on the reaction you get. And I tell people, learn all of them. Go left, go left and right, meaning go towards mom, negative reaction, positive reaction. Try them all. See how they feed you. Because then there's an understanding to it. Don't just go with what you feel like. Because your body doesn't want to go through that shit. Your body just wants to stay neutral. This is acting. You're going to go that way and that way and that way and that way and that way. But it's all done through the cup. It's the first exercise, one of the very first basic ones. But you could develop into so many things. There's a whole history to this. You can do this for years. relationships change, words will change, and then you actually do a monologue. Now, I want you all to understand this, what we call sensory work. You're not actually going to do this on a film set. They're going to think you're an idiot. I tell people they're going to think you're an idiot or that you come to the lab, and we're actually okay with that, all right? We've got that reputation. The point is, you're doing this, it's like a boxer jumping rope. Boxers jump rope off the ring to stay fit. When you're in the rope, you don't jump rope. When you're in the ring, you don't do this coffee cup business. Here's how you use it in the real world. I'm now doing a scene with someone right here, and I just met this other actor, and I don't even know this other actor. I just met them. So now I say to people, based on what's in the script, Stella Adler used to say, no one's above the script. Is he my friend? Is he my brother? Is he my dad? I could plant those little things, dad, brother, friend. His hands look like my dad. I could choose that cup. I could hear his voice and plant it. I literally plant things on this table. This is mom's table. This is mom's kitchen. Mom cleaned the table. The table's nice and clean. It's not a prop. It's a clean table based on my mom. This is my home, or I cleaned it. Otherwise, it's just a prop, and now I'm on a film set, and I'm worried about where the camera is. I want my mom's table based on the script, or this is my table and my good friends here. It's my table. It's my home. It's my kitchen. Making it personal. I just made this cup personal. It's not just a cup. It's not just a table. It's not just a kitchen. It's my kitchen. I made it personal. I made it home just by touching the prop on the film set. You're going to learn how to make all these props yours personal. And it's not just a drink. I made this drink personal between mom and dad or between father and son. It's what Stella Adler used to say, it's biblical, meaning father-son stories have been going on since the beginning of time. They're biblical, mother-daughter stories, biblical. It's been going on forever. So it's not a casual cup of coffee. It's not just someone I met. There's a lot of history here. You drink that cup with that person only. And that's a skill, to learn how to make things on a set or on a stage personal and private. I remember one of my teachers, you start doing the cup and you do all these other exercises, and what happens is your brain goes, I'm done with the cup, I want to get to the next one. And he said to me, Peter, there is no next one. When you get to all the exercises, you realize every single one of them has the same ingredient, personal and private, meaning this cup of morning drink is personal. I know what mom drinks, I know what dad drinks, and it's private. If you were to come in the door, it would change. And we fight so hard to make the scene between you and the other actor personal and private. That is a somewhat watered down version. And like I said, there's many paths to all these exercises. This is just one of them, please understand this, of how you do and actually use and interpret what we call the morning drink exercise. It's not just sitting there going, it's pointless to do that. You've got to connect it to the product. You've got to learn to connect it to the last. And I'll give you an example. My wife's an accountant, and one day she said to me, you've got to connect it to the fruit. And I said, what do you mean by that? She goes, if you use fertilizer for the apple tree and you get a fruit, you can deduct it, your tax deduction. Same as acting. If you can connect this to something you do on stage, then it's worth it. If I can connect this exercise to stage, then the brain goes, yep, I now know why I'm doing this. If I can connect relaxation to something I do on set, your brain goes, yep, I now know why I'm doing this. Relaxation matters. You'll be relaxed. You'll become private. Coffee cup matters. You'll be private. You'll be in the moment. This is just one exercise of many. And we all know there's always a scene with some guy sitting there in a bar looking in a coffee shop. Always. Marty Scorsese talked about this, many scenes of people sitting in a bar drinking. How you make that drink private and personal is a skill and a craft. It doesn't just happen. As I said earlier, that's the difference between a skilled actor and an actor who just talks. and says, I'm an actor, but they have no skill behind it. That's a skill in the craft. That's what we're learning here.